have a cat attacking my feet. It's very hard to make a video when you have a cat attacking your feet. Okay, she's gone. Hi, I'm Hannah. Welcome back. This is Sweet Fern Homestead. I have a hair in my eye. Can't get it. Oh, that's annoying. You know when you have a hair in your eye, or it's like an eyelash, or can't find it. Okay. I had this really interesting memory pop up. It actually has nothing to do with my hair, but it's a memory about my hair. So I used to work at Starbucks in Seattle back in the day. Like the day when it was like you were still a real barista, and there was like just magic. It was such an art. It was such a cool experience. I'm so grateful I had that experience, despite like all their change of management. There'd be a change of management all the time and whatever, but I was able to start working there when some people were like, who had been there for a long time, like knew the world of coffee. Back when Starbucks was like, we believe in coffee, you know? And since it's just become very, to me, commercialized and the art is gone from it. Anyway, you have regular customers that come in when you work in a coffee shop like that. We were on a main street and sweet little town in Seattle, and we'd have people that would come in regularly. I was 21 when we moved, so in my, very early 20s. We left when I was 24, I think. 25. Gosh, I'm not remembering well. But anyway, we had regular customers, and at that time, young 20s, I had this long blonde, I dyed it like white blonde hair that I would like pull back in a ponytail, and it was just, first time I'd ever had long hair, and never been a fan of long hair. I want long hair. It's just I get these knots, and the knots are like unforgivable. They are just, it causes so much stress for me. So anyway, I cut off all my hair. It was a tiny little thing, itsy bitsy little thing, and I cut off all my hair to a little pixie cut. And I remember one of my absolute favorite customers came in the day I had it, the first day I was like showing up with this new hair. And the look of disappointment on his face, he was probably the age I am now. He was like kind of fatherly to me. And it was this feeling like you just disappointed your parent. I mean, it was, and he even said like, oh, I really miss your hair. It was weird that someone would say this. You get very intimate with these people. It's strange. Like we knew everything about, we had a customer who died, and his wife continued to come in, and it was brutally sad. Like you really get to know people. We saw his progression of illness. We got really, really sick and stopped being able to come in. And I mean, you are intimate. You see these people every day at the same time, every day. Anyway, he was just like saying how, he just loved the way my hair fell and blah, blah. It wasn't creepy. I promise this is not a creepy story. However, in that moment, like he went from being my favorite customer to somebody that I had disappointed. I had disappointed him. And it was so strange to have that feeling. You're in your young 20s, you're living on your own. We moved across the country, like all this empowerment, and you can still be made to feel like you did something wrong to someone you barely even know. So that really stayed with me. It's not because I cut my hair that I'm thinking about this. That's not why that memory popped up. It's because I've been thinking about disappointment. What it feels like for me to feel disappointed by someone else through someone else's actions, not that they've done anything wrong. And, just going back to that moment of that disappointment that I could see he had for a decision that I had made, and then having to be aware of that disappointment every time he came in. And I remember he made a few more comments here and there. And look, he shouldn't have done it. That was not okay. That is a boundary cross, like, whoa. And I knew that then. you know, I knew that then. I was a smart 20-something. And after that, I was just, you know, a little bit more reserved with him and realized that you do have to be careful. And, you know, Patrick, we weren't married at the time, but, you know, he probably didn't love it, but he never said anything. He never made me feel bad about it. Dave did not love when I just cut my hair off. It was like this much, I think, that I cut off. He didn't love it. I could tell. Kind of, like I'm reading between the lines, but he never said anything. I know he loves when my hair's long, but like, he's not gonna ever interfere with that. Like, it's mine. Like, this is not, he would never make it about him. And so isn't it interesting, like, you know, so anyway, that story just popped into my head. It's one of those things that, you know, those tiny little moments that live with you and something is reinforced through them. So I've been thinking about disappointment a lot. And I've been working through a lot of demons around disappointment. And this definitely, there is definitely, when I just went into like a 3-day, like real deep cave around disappointment. And all the demons came up, all the shadow work, I had to do the shadow work. It was like there. And it was good. It was good. The thing that got me through it was getting out into the garden, putting my hands in the earth, touching the soil, touching leaves, like being out there. It changes everything. So when you are in one of those places where you're working through stuff, you've got to find something to help you move through it. You got to do something with your hands, something with your body. Being physically active somehow when you are working through those shadows, when you are working through those demons, is the key. It's the key. And I came back out of it. And I've been thinking a lot just about like, I'll probably talk more about this, but all the tulips and daffodils I ordered, they're not what I ordered. I ordered white daffodils. They're yellow. A bunch of them are yellow. A lot of them are yellow. I did not order any yellow daffodils. I did not order bright pink tulips. I have bright pink tulips. I have bright purple tulips. I didn't order this stuff. And either the pictures they represented were totally wrong, or what I'm thinking is because of all those shipping delays, people didn't get what they were supposed to get. And everything was, because we got things so late, the plan I had for planting them was totally messed up. I had to just willy-nilly throw things in wherever I could find space. So the color story is all off. And I have a lot of disappointment around that. And I am processing that and I'm working through that. And every time a new tulip pops up and it's like this bright color and I'm like, you were supposed to be salmon or you were supposed to be a pale apricot. I'm just like, how are you hot pink? So I am having to like go inside and deal with some disappointment around that. So I have contacted the company, at least about the daffodils, and they have given me a small credit to use. I have to say I'll never use this company again. Because I know that there are companies that people have really good experiences with, and yeah, not so much with this place. So I will be looking into new places in the future. But anyway, it's just working through a disappointment. And okay, so part of this video was going to be, the second half was going to be me showing you a planter of the flowers that I had put in. I really don't buy annuals. However, this year I decided to just get a few to put in one planter in my farm garden space just to have something special. I'm trying to create this really cool area with the arches and kind of weaving the sticks over them and having a seating area. I just have this vision of what it's going to be like. Hopefully it'll work out better than the tulips and daffodils. But so I did buy 4 plants to put in this beautiful cement urn planter. And the frost came a day before it was supposed to come. So I wasn't able to protect them because I didn't know it was coming that day. And it killed at least 2 of the plants 2 are looking maybe. I'll show you all that. I'll probably show you that right now. Well, it doesn't look like they're completely dead. I think that if I move them somewhere else, I'm gonna put them in the ground somewhere, I think, or maybe on the picnic table in a pot. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think I can nurse them back to health. So I am gonna remove them from this urn. And then these are the beautiful flowers that I got to replace them. That coleus and the begonia, I just think they're so beautiful. There's like such an old-fashioned feeling to begonias. They must remind me of my childhood in some way that I'm not really sure of. And then I've got these as well. It says verbena on the package. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit. But what I wanted to say is part 2 was supposed to be a video where I was planting them and showing you what I was planting and talking a little bit about the disappointment in that, and that how it's, you know, the disappointment is really about, you are allowed to feel disappointed, and then I think it's so much about what you do with it. It's what you do with it. Well, wouldn't you know, in my video about disappointment, I wasn't recording. I've done this a couple times to myself, and I was not going to unpot the urn to redo the video because that's not what the point of all this is. So I will show you that the little clip of the urn, but there's nothing more to it than that. So, you know, another disappointment, and I just find it somewhat comical that the universe is like, here you go. Here's another little bit. Here's another little lesson. Oh, do you need more? We'll give you some more. How are you dealing with disappointment today? So, received. All right. Well, I'm finishing this video many hours later. You probably can tell there's been a light change. And dinner is on the stove. And as always, thank you for being here. Appreciate you.